There is a set of 2,500-year-old teeth sitting in a museum archive right now, dug out of the mud by heavy machinery, covered in centuries of dirt and decay. And here is the part that should stop you cold. They have no cavities. Not a single crack. Not one sign of gum disease. They belong to a person who never owned a toothbrush, never used toothpaste, never once sat in a dentist's chair. Meanwhile, a 45-year-old patient who brushes twice a day, flosses every night, and visits the dentist every 6 months has receding gums, chronic infections, and is staring down the possibility of losing multiple teeth before he turns 50. How is that possible? What did those ancient humans have that we have lost? That question launched one of the most uncomfortable scientific investigations of the last decade, and the answer, when it finally came, rewrote everything we thought we knew about why teeth decay. For a long time, science operated on a simple premise. Bad bacteria cause gum disease. Kill the bacteria, save the tooth. That logic gave rise to an entire industry built on antibacterial toothpastes, antiseptic mouthwashes, and aggressive clinical procedures. And for a long time, almost no one questioned it. But about 2 years ago, a group of researchers began looking more carefully at the data, and what they found quietly shook the scientific community. The Journal of the American Dental Association published findings that forced a fundamental rethinking of periodontal disease. The conclusion was not that bad bacteria had been misidentified. It was that bad bacteria were never the real root cause to begin with. The real problem, the data showed, something entirely different and far more troubling. The mouth, like the gut, contains a living ecosystem. Hundreds of bacterial strains coexist in a delicate, carefully calibrated balance. Scientists call it the oral microbiome, and for most of human history, this ecosystem functioned as the body's first and most powerful line of defense. Good bacteria strains transported minerals from saliva directly to teeth, facilitating a process called remineralization. They carried molecular oxygen to feed gum tissue. They neutralized free radicals and regulated the acidity levels of the mouth. They even produced antimicrobial compounds that kept harmful organisms from gaining a foothold. Our bodies, it turns out, do not have the enzymes to perform these functions on their own. We outsourced them entirely to our oral bacteria, which means that when the oral microbiome collapses, when those good bacterial strains are wiped out, the entire biological defense system of the mouth collapses with it. And the teeth, left without their microscopic maintenance crew, begin to deteriorate almost immediately. So the question that researchers were forced to confront was this: what is collapsing the oral microbiome of modern humans? Our ancestors, the same people whose 2,500-year-old teeth still look better than ours, never experienced this kind of systemic bacterial collapse. They chewed harder foods, they were exposed to more environmental pathogens, and they had zero access to professional dental care. And yet their oral ecosystems remained intact. The difference, when scientists finally identified it, was not diet. It was not genetics. It was something introduced into daily human life so recently and so universally that almost no one thought to question it. It was the very products designed to protect our teeth. Sodium lauryl sulfate, a detergent compound found in a significant portion of commercially produced toothpastes, strips the oral mucosa with every application, destabilizing the bacterial environment the way bleach destabilizes a garden. Chlorhexidine, the active ingredient in many leading mouthwashes, does not selectively target harmful bacteria. It wipes out the entire community, good and bad alike. A study published in 2020 found that regular users of chlorhexidine, its mouthwash, experienced measurable increases in oral acidity and elevated blood pressure. The good bacteria that regulate both were gone. And artificial sweeteners, synthetic color dyes, propylene glycol, and abrasive compounds like hydrated silica compound the damage, weakening enamel, inflaming soft tissue, and preventing the surviving bacterial strains from repopulating at any meaningful scale. Leave a comment below telling us where you're watching from, and if you know someone who's been through this, share this video with them. It might change their life. Here's what makes this finding so difficult to accept. The damage does not stop at the gum line. Every time a person swallows, They seed their gastrointestinal tract with approximately 140 billion bacteria, fungi, and viruses from their mouth. When the oral microbiome is in collapse, that is what travels downward, an unbalanced, depleted community of organisms that disrupts gut flora, triggers systemic inflammation, and contributes to respiratory infections as bacteria migrate upward through the sinuses. A 2009 study found that over 98% of women with obesity shared similar compromised oral microbiomes. Research published in the journal Science Advances identified mouth bacteria capable of releasing toxins that travel through the bloodstream and reach the brain, where they may contribute to memory disorders. The mouth, it turns out, is not isolated from the body. It is the front door, and when that door is compromised, every room inside is at risk. Understanding the mechanism changes the solution entirely. If the problem is not too many bad bacteria but too few good ones, then the answer is not to kill more aggressively. The answer is to rebuild. Scientists have identified specific probiotic strains that demonstrate extraordinary ability to restore oral bacterial balance, not through the gut, where stomach acid destroys the vast majority of conventional probiotic supplements before they can reach their target, but through direct delivery to the oral environment. Lactobacillus reuteri, studied in over 220 clinical trials involving approximately 19,000 individuals, produces antimicrobial compounds that inhibit harmful bacterial reproduction by up to 86%, while simultaneously supporting the growth of protective strains. Lactobacillus paracasei has demonstrated such effectiveness at clearing Streptococcus mutans, the organism responsible for converting dietary sugars into the acids that corrode gum tissue, that researchers have raised the question of whether it may ultimately prove more effective than conventional brushing and cavity prevention. Bifidobacterium lactis has been shown to enhance gum pocket closure and support the reattachment of gums to teeth, directly reversing one of the most advanced and feared consequences of periodontal disease. The delivery method matters as much as the strains themselves. Good bacteria become fully metabolically active only upon contact with saliva, which means a supplement that passes through the stomach before reaching the mouth defeats its own purpose. The only format that allows bacterial strains to activate immediately, colonize efficiently, and reach every surface of the oral cavity from the tongue to the subgingival pockets below the gum line is one that dissolves slowly in the mouth itself, triggering and amplifying salivary production as it does. When the oral microbiome is given what it needs to rebuild the right strains delivered in the right way, without the ongoing chemical disruption of conventional dental products, the results, documented in clinical settings, are striking. Gum bleeding ceases. Tissue reattaches. Staining dissolves. Sensitivity decreases. And because the mouth is the front door of the entire body, those downstream effects, clearer sinuses, improved digestion, reduced inflammation, better sleep begin to follow. The 2,500-year-old teeth are not a mystery anymore. They thrived not because of anything their owner did, but because of something that was never done to them. The oral microbiome was never stripped. The biological system that evolution spent millions of years building was left intact, and it did exactly what it was designed to do. For those who want to learn more about how to restore that same biological system today, the link is in the first pinned comment below.